Welcome back. We are here for round number 2 with Mr. Louie Man.
Yes, good boy.
And today we are going to be working on stay as well as go to bed. Right now I'm just kind of warming him up a little bit with what we had done last time.
Yes, good boy.
Remember last time we had worked on how to get him to focus in the face of, yes, great distraction, which includes having chicken in front of your face.
Yes, good boy.
Right now when it comes to stay, there are basically two sides of stay. There is stay for time and stay for distance. And I have found that it is a lot easier to teach a dog how to stay, yes, for time first, because one, I think it's more practical in that it is very rare that you're going to actually be trying to put them in a stay while you go 100 yards away from them. But also, it is a lot more smooth a learning process, yes, because if you start trying to get distance from dogs right away, you're going to have a lot higher amounts of fails on their part. Because this is not only a physical trick, but also a spatial conscious behavior, it is going to take, yes, a lot of baby steps to get them to understand the idea that they're not supposed to move even though we are. Dogs are traditionally conditioned to follow us wherever we go, and so trying to introduce the concept of don't follow me when I go away from you takes a little bit of time, a little bit of practice, but they can all figure it out. Do one more here.
Yes, good boy.
All right, so when it comes to stay, this is actually one of the few tricks that I will give both a signal and a name right off the bat, because I'm introducing it in such a way that I'm hoping he doesn't fail at all. He probably will, but it won't be nearly as many times as if I was trying to get distance and then later give this thing a name. So what I'll do first is just have him sit for time.
Stay. Yes, good boy. Okay.
And all I'm going to do is I'm going to have him sit. I'm going to be looking for a handful of cues. Come here. Come here. Move from. We'll put you in the same spot.
Man, good boy. No more.
Come on. That's fine. You can stay there. Ready? Stay. Now what I'm looking for is either being conscious of the amount of time, yes, good boy, okay, that he has stayed in one place, or for him to look away if there's a distraction outside or a noise in the house, something that's going to get him to actually look away. When he returns to me, I'm going to reward that behavior. And the reason I want to do that is because he's essentially deciding between either staying with me and the work that we're doing together, or going off to whatever squirrel might be out there. So even if he's been able to stay longer than that distraction that he's avoiding, I'm going to still reward that to further emphasize the fact that I want him to be where he is.
Stay. Yes, sir. Good boy. Okay.
There you go. Now, the reason I keep saying okay at the end is because I want to create both a start and a stop to this behavior. That way he knows that even if we put him on a stay and we come by and give him a reward, that doesn't necessarily mean that he gets to leave that spot. It only means that we're rewarding the progress of the stay. So let's try that again. Come here.
Stay. Yes, good boy. Okay.
There you go. Now the okay is a release, but it also provides me with the opportunity to kind of have a reset button to the entire trick. So now that he's gotten it a few times, I'm going to start introducing the concept of my creating space from him. And I'm going to do that initially by only taking a half step so that I'm still occupying the space right in front of him, thereby having a much lower chance of his making a mistake and getting up, but still having that idea that I might be moving away from him and I don't want him to follow me. So we'll try that. I'm gonna have to have you come over here though.
Good boy. Stay. Yes, good boy. Okay, good boy.
Now, one thing to remember is that as I am working on creating distance from him, I want to return to him before I say yes to mark the fact that he succeeded and also give him that reward. If we start creating distance and I say yes before making that return to him, it's very likely that he's going to actually get up and meet me in the middle. Meet it. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, good boy.
As with everything we do, I want to continue to reward the things that we've been working on, including a come when called that we worked on earlier.
Yes, good boy.
The fact that he came up and gave me an automatic sit, I'm going to reward that as well. So let's try some more distance.
Stay. Yes, good boy. Okay.
So again, I'm just going to take a couple paces, try and get him to reset, which he's clearly doing. What you can't see is that his sister is just off camera over here, so he keeps going to check in with Belle and then comes back, probably bragging that he's getting chicken and she's not.
Let's try this again.
Ready?
Stay. Yes, good boy. Good job. Okay.
So we got a little more distance. I'm going to try and lure him here so I can get a few steps off of him. Now here you see he's standing, so I'm actually going to wait until he sits before I ask for anything else, but I will reward that once he does it, because I want him to know that every time he comes up to me and sits automatically, that that's something I'm going to reward. Come around this way.
Let's go. Yes, good boy. Okay, ready? Stay. Here you go. Yes, I'll give you a partial. Okay, good job.
Now you see there, he actually did fluctuate a little bit. He took about half a foot of a step coming this way and then sat down. Because this is his first time trying to learn stay, I'm going to keep trying to reward the progress he's making towards having a solid stay, but he won't get quite the reward he did if he hadn't moved at all.
Stay. Yes, good boy. Okay.
Now what you might notice is that one, I had a little bit less distance and I also made him sit there for less time. The reason being was I wanted to really reaffirm the fact that staying in that place is what I'm looking for. So I didn't want to push the envelope on that particular stay, but now that he did that, I will again here.
Stay. Yes, good boy. Okay.
Now, another thing I'm looking for, besides either keeping track of the amount of time that he stayed there or the fact that he was distracted but then came back to check on me, is if I see him do kind of like a little stutter, if his body gives me the impression that he's about to move but then makes the decision not to, I'll come in and give him a reward for that as well. Anything that indicates the fact that he's understanding he should stay even if he has the inclination not to. Stay.
Yes, good boy. Good job. Okay.
So just like every other time, we're going to reset him and then try it again. So here we'll try and get a little more distance, a little more time.
Stay. Yes, good boy. I'm gonna give you 2, 'cause that was great. Good job. Okay.
Go do your lap, brag to your sister. Come all the way back. Ready for more.
Yes, good boy.
And like I said, I periodically like to give him rewards for things we worked on previously, just to reaffirm the idea that all the things that we do are behaviors that I'm looking for and I find rewardable, including just coming and sitting automatically. Stay.
Yes, good boy. Okay.
And that, more or less, is how you teach him how to stay. Next time, we're going to learn how to go to bed. I'm going to see if I can start luring him into the bed and then having an implied stay. And that is actually the reason why I choose to have him do stay first, is because when I do, yes, good boy. When I do the trick, go to bed, I want there to be an implied go to bed, lay down, and stay there until you're released from it. All right? So we'll come back and do that.